In this week's Torah portion, Parashat Pinchas, we read about 5 women, daughters of a man named Zelophehad, who don't have a brother. Their father has died, and typically in the ancient world, when somebody died, their property passed to their sons. Now, of course, these daughters can't have been unique in the ancient world of being daughters who survive a parent or father, in this case, who dies, and not to have any brothers. That can't really be a new situation. But the daughters come to Moses and say, you know what, we're not going to get to inherit according to the laws because it passes to the sons, and we don't think that that's right. We think that our father's possession should remain in the family and it should pass to us as the daughters. And as you'll see, Moses goes and brings the question to God, doesn't answer himself, but God answers and says that the plea of the daughters of Zelophehad is just. And this is an innovation in ancient law, in that women can inherit, albeit in the limited circumstance where there's no male heir. One thing that's remarkable about this passage is that the women are named. The daughters of Zelophehad, we get each of their names: Mochla, Chogla, Tirza, Noah, and Milcah, and all 5 of them are named, even though these women do not appear in any other episode in the Torah. There's going to be another part of this episode in Parashat Maseh next week, but they don't appear anywhere else in the Torah. There's nothing special about these women individually, but nevertheless, each of their names individually is mentioned. We're in a moment in American life when remembering the names of individual people is terribly important. You may recall that when the United States passed the tragic milestone of 100,000 COVID deaths, the New York Times prepared a special front page with the names of, in that case, really only a fraction of the 100,000 who had lost their lives so far. Remembering people's names matters. The LGBTQ rights movement asks us, when there are deaths, murders, and particularly of transgender women of color, that we say their names. And in this moment in American life, as we confront racist extrajudicial murders by police and others of people of color, it's been important that we say their names: George Floyd, Breonna Taylor, Ahmaud Arbery, and those who've come before them: Michael Brown, Freddie Gray, Eric Garner, Sandra Bland, and too many others. Saying people's names, whether they are, like the daughters of Zelophehad, people who move the justice ball forward, or whether they are victims of white supremacist violence, grants them humanity as individuals, reminds each of us that every human soul is precious, not only in the collective, but in each individual life. I'm going to be privileged now to read Numbers chapter 27, verses 1 through 8 from Parashat Pinchas. Baruch hu et Adonai hamvorach, Baruch Adonai hamvorach le'olam va'ed, Baruch Adonai hamvorach le'olam va'ed, Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher bachar banu mikol ha'amim v'natan lanu et torato, Baruch atah Adonai noten haTorah. ותקרבנה בנות צלופחד בן חפר בן גלעד בן מכיר בן מנשה למשפחות מנשה ben Yosef. And the daughters of Zelophehad drew near. Zelophehad was the son of Hefer, who was the son of Gilad, who was the son of Machir, who was the son of Menashe, of the families of Menashe, the son of Joseph. Ve'ela shmot benotav, and here are the names of the daughters: Mochla, Noah, Chogla, Milcah, תרצה. ותעמודנה לפני משה, ולפני אלעזר הכהן, ולפני הנשיאים, וכל העדה, פתח אוהל מועד. And Mochla, Noah, Hogla, Milcah, and Tirzah stood before Moses and before Eleazar the priest and before the princes and before the whole congregation at the entrance of the tent of meeting. Lemor, and they said, Avinu met b'midbar, our father died in the wilderness. V'hu lo haya b'toch ha'eda hanoadim al Adonai be'adat koach. He was not one of the rebels who died rebelling against God and Moses in the group with Korach. And they mention this because those rebels, their ancestral portions are wiped out, but not Zelophehad's. Ki b'chet'o met. They say, but he died in his own sin. That is a biblical formulation. All death was regarded in the Bible as a wage for sin, and they said, he died on his own accord. Uvanav lo hayulo, and he had no sons. Lama yigara shem avinu mitoch mishpachto ki ein lo ben. Why should our father's name be wiped out from among his family and among his tribe simply because he had no son? Na lanu achuzah mitoch ache avinu. Give us an ancestral holding among our father's brothers, our father's kin. Vayakrev Moshe et mishpatan lifnei Adonai. And Moses brought their claim close to God, before God. Vayomer Adonai el Moshe, Adonai spoke to Moses lemor and said, Ken benot Zelophehad dovrot, the daughters of Zelophehad have spoken justly. Naton titen lahem achuzat nachala betoch ache avihem. Give them an ancestral holding among their kin, among their father's kin. V'havarta et nachalat avihem lahen, and pass their father's ancestral portion to them. Ve'el b'nei Yisrael t'daber lemor, and you should speak to the children of Israel and say, Ish ki yamut uven ein lo, if a man dies and has no son, v'avartem et nachalato levito, you shall pass his ancestral holding to his daughter. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher natan lanu torat emet, v'chai olam natan b'tochenu. Baruch atah Adonai noten haTorah. Amen. Shabbat shalom.